Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and history lovers. In today's video, we are diving into the fascinating world of United States quarter-dollar coins and uncovering the most valuable top 5 rare quarters ever discovered. These coins are not just everyday change. They are historic treasures that can sell for thousands, and in some cases millions, of dollars at major auctions. From rare mint marks to unique conditions and legendary errors, these quarters represent the pinnacle of American numismatic value. Stay with us until the end, because you might be holding one of these hidden gems without even knowing it. So let's get started first. The United States quarter dollar dated 1973 with the D mint mark, found in very rusty or heavily corroded condition. At first glance, this may look like an ordinary pocket change coin, but for collectors who understand mint history, metal composition, and era varieties, certain examples of the 1973 D quarter can attract surprising attention. This video explores why some collectors actively search for these unusual pieces and how rare conditions and errors can drive strong auction interest and impressive dollar values. The 1973 D Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint during a period when the United States was fully transitioning into modern clad coinage. These quarters were produced using a copper core sandwiched between layers of copper nickel, replacing the earlier silver composition. Millions of quarters were minted in Denver that year for everyday circulation, making normal examples quite common. However, decades of circulation, environmental exposure, and unusual storage conditions have caused some coins to develop extreme surface damage, discoloration, and corrosion. These heavily altered coins tell a story not only of minting history, but also of how coins interact with the real world over time. The 1973 D quarter features George Washington's portrait on the obverse, facing left, with Liberty and In God We Trust clearly visible when well preserved. The reverse shows the heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches. In very rusty or corroded examples, the copper core may become visible through the outer layers, creating dramatic color changes ranging from dark brown to reddish tones. Some coins display rough textures, bubbling metal, or uneven surfaces, making each damaged specimen visually unique. In rare cases, mint errors combined with corrosion can enhance collector interest even further. While normal 1973 D quarters are not rare, those found in extremely rusty or chemically altered condition can be scarce in the collector market, especially when the damage reveals unusual patterns or error characteristics. Collectors who specialize in error coins, environmental damage varieties, or extreme condition pieces often seek out these quarters as conversation pieces or study examples. Demand increases when corrosion appears natural and long-term rather than artificially induced, and when the coin retains readable dates and mint marks. The combination of age, authenticity, and visual impact plays a major role in determining desirability. In typical circulated condition, a 1973 D quarter is usually worth only face value. However, heavily corroded or rusty examples that show dramatic exposed copper layers, unusual surface reactions, or possible mint-related defects have sold at auction for noticeably higher amounts. Depending on eye appeal, authenticity, and collector interest, prices can range from $205,000, and in rare, exceptional cases even higher when accompanied by documented errors or strong bidding competition. Auction results vary widely, and true high values are usually reserved for coins that stand out clearly from ordinary damaged pieces. Collectors interested in very rusty 1973 D quarters should examine coins carefully and avoid cleaning them, as cleaning can destroy collector value. Natural corrosion with consistent wear is generally preferred over artificially damaged surfaces. Verifying weight, dimensions, and magnetism can help confirm authenticity, while professional grading or expert opinions can add confidence for higher value examples. Storing such coins in dry, protective holders helps prevent further deterioration and preserves their current condition for study or resale. The United States quarter dollar 1973 D mint mark in very rusty condition proves that even modern, non-silver coins can spark collector curiosity and auction interest under the right circumstances. While most examples remain common, unusual corrosion patterns, exposed copper cores, and possible mint errors can elevate certain coins into desirable collectibles. Understanding the history, features, and market behavior of these quarters allows collectors to appreciate their unique stories and recognize when an ordinary-looking coin may hold unexpected value. Next up, the United States quarter dollar dated 1970 with the D mint mark, struck at the Denver Mint. At first glance, especially when found in a very dirty or heavily circulated condition, this coin may appear ordinary or even worthless. However, under the right circumstances, the 1970 D-quarter can become a fascinating piece for collectors, with certain examples commanding surprising attention and strong prices in the auction market. This video explores what truly makes this coin interesting, where its potential value comes from, and why collectors still search for it today. Washington Quarter Series, which began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1970, the United States had already transitioned away from silver coinage, and quarters were being struck in copper-nickel-clad composition. The Denver Mint produced a very large number of quarters that year, primarily for everyday circulation during a time of rising inflation and heavy coin usage. As a result, many 1970 D quarters were worn down, scratched, stained, and eventually became very dirty through decades of circulation, making clean, high-quality examples much harder to find today. The 1970 D quarter features John Flanagan classic portrait of George Washington, facing left, with the word Liberty above his head and the date, 1970 below. The reverse displays the iconic heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both strength and peace. The D mint mark appears on the reverse, just to the right of the ribbon beneath the eagle. In very dirty condition, many of these details may appear weak or obscured, yet beneath the grime, collectors sometimes discover sharp strikes, unusual textures, or even rare minting anomalies that transform an overlooked coin into something special. The 1970 D quarter is not considered rare due to its high original mintage. However, rarity in coin collecting is not only about how many were made, but how many survive in desirable forms. Coins that remain in high-grade condition, show strong original luster, or possess rare mint errors such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or striking anomalies are genuinely scarce. Even coins found in very dirty conditions can spark excitement if collectors believe an underlying error or unusual feature may be present. This possibility keeps demand alive, especially among error coin specialists and Washington quarter enthusiasts. A heavily circulated and very dirty 1970 D quarter with no special features is typically worth face value or only slightly more, often between $1 and $2. However, the story changes dramatically for coins with confirmed mint errors or exceptional characteristics. Certified error examples have sold at auction for $306,000, depending on the type and severity of the error. High-grade uncirculated examples with strong eye appeal can also reach impressive prices when graded by professional services. These auction results fuel the belief that even an unattractive coin deserves a second look before being dismissed. Collectors should resist the temptation to clean very dirty coins, as improper cleaning can permanently damage the surface and destroy collector value. Instead, it is best to examine the coin carefully under good lighting and magnification to look for doubling, unusual shapes, missing details, or striking errors. If something appears unusual, consulting a professional coin dealer or submitting the coin for grading can help determine its true worth. Storing coins properly in protective holders also helps preserve any remaining details and prevents further damage. The United States quarter dollar 1970 D mint mark in very dirty condition may not look impressive at first, but it carries a story shaped by history, heavy circulation, and the possibility of hidden rarity. While most examples are common, a small number stand out due to errors, high-grade preservation, or unique features that can bring strong results at auction. For collectors, this coin is a reminder that knowledge, patience, and careful examination can turn even the dirtiest pocket change into an exciting discovery. Next up, the United States quarter dollar dated 1995 with the Denver D mint mark. At first glance, this coin may appear ordinary, especially when found in very circulated condition, but hidden within worn surfaces can be surprising rarity, collector demand, and even strong auction values. Stay with us as we uncover why the 1995 D quarter still holds an important place in the numismatic world and why collectors continue to search for special examples of this coin. The 1995 D quarter dollar was produced by the United States Mint at the Denver Mint facility during the final years of the traditional Washington quarter design, just before the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. This period marked the end of an era in U.S. coinage, making coins from the mid-1990s historically significant. The obverse features the iconic portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan, which had been in use since 1932. During 1995, millions of quarters were minted for everyday commerce, meaning most examples entered circulation immediately and experienced heavy wear over time. The 1995 D quarter is composed of a copper-nickel-clad structure, with a pure copper core sandwiched between two outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. The obverse displays George Washington facing left, with the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" clearly visible, although often faded in very circulated examples. The reverse showcases a powerful eagle with outstretched wings, holding arrows and olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace. In very circulated condition, these design elements may appear soft or flattened, but collectors carefully examine such coins for minting errors, die cracks, off-center strikes, and other rare features that can dramatically increase their value. While standard 1995 D quarters are common, rarity emerges when collectors focus on very circulated coins that show unusual characteristics. Coins with strong error varieties, doubled dies, or unique die clashes are especially rare and highly sought after. Additionally, many collectors are drawn to circulated coins because they represent real history, coins that passed through countless hands during everyday American life. As interest in pre-state quarter issues continues to grow, demand for notable 1995 D quarters has increased, particularly among error coin collectors and those building complete Washington quarter collections. In typical, very circulated condition, a standard 1995 D quarter may only be worth face value. However, the story changes dramatically when rarity is involved. Auction records show that 1995 D quarters with confirmed mint errors, dramatic die breaks, or unusual strike anomalies have sold for prices ranging from $407,000 depending on severity and eye appeal. Some rare error examples, even in heavily circulated conditions, have achieved even higher prices at specialized coin auctions. The key factor is authentication and uniqueness, which collectors are willing to pay a premium for. Collectors interested in the 1995 D quarter should carefully inspect every example they find, especially those pulled from old pocket change or bank rolls. Pay close attention to lettering, dates, and the mint mark for doubling or distortion. Using a magnifying glass can reveal hidden errors that are not visible to the naked eye. It is also important to avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can significantly reduce its value. If you believe you have found a rare example, consider having it professionally graded or authenticated to confirm its market potential. The United States $quarter 1995 D mint mark may seem like a simple circulated coin, but for collectors, it can hold remarkable value and historical significance. From its place at the end of the classic Washington quarter era to the potential for rare mint errors, this coin proves that even very circulated pieces can be treasures in disguise. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting your coin collecting journey, the 1995 D quarter reminds us that valuable coins are sometimes hiding in plain sight. Next up, the United States $quarter dated 1987 with the Philadelphia P mint mark, examined specifically in very good condition. At first glance, this may appear to be an ordinary modern circulating coin, but within the world of numismatics, certain examples of the 1987 P quarter have gained attention for their condition-based scarcity, collector interest, and surprising auction results. This video will explore why a seemingly common quarter can still hold strong appeal and how collectors are uncovering notable value in the market. The 1987 P quarter belongs to the Washington Quarter series, originally introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1987, the quarter had become a workhorse of U.S. commerce, produced in large quantities to meet everyday circulation needs. The Philadelphia Mint, which began using the P mint mark on quarters in 1980, struck millions of these coins in 1987. While the year itself is not considered a classic rarity, it represents an important period before the launch of the famous 50-state quarters program, making pre-1999 quarters increasingly interesting to collectors today. The obverse of the 1987 P quarter features John Flanagan's enduring portrait of George Washington, facing left, with Liberty above and In God We Trust to the left of the profile. The date 1987 and the P mint mark appear on the right side. The reverse displays a heraldic bald eagle with spread wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace, framed by United States of America and $quarter. In very good condition, the major design elements remain clear, with visible lettering and outlines, even though finer details show honest wear from circulation. This balance of age, usability, and preserved design gives the coin its classic appeal. Although millions of 1987 P quarters were minted, true rarity emerges when collectors focus on condition, strike quality, and originality. Many coins from this era suffered heavy circulation, damage, or improper storage, making clean, problem-free examples in very good condition increasingly harder to find. Additionally, error coins, die varieties, and well-preserved pieces with strong details attract higher attention. As more collectors complete date and mint Washington quarter sets, demand continues to rise, especially for coins that stand out in eye appeal and preservation. In standard very good condition, a typical 1987 P quarter usually trades above face value, especially among collectors filling albums. However, coins with exceptional eye appeal, sharp remaining details, or minor mint errors can sell for significantly higher amounts. At auctions, select examples have reached prices ranging from $506,000 coin. The auction market shows that quality examples can outperform expectations, proving that condition plays a crucial role in determining value. Collectors interested in the 1987 P quarter should carefully examine coins for even wear, clear lettering, and the absence of corrosion or harsh cleaning. Storing the coin in protective holders can prevent further wear and preserve value over time. Comparing recent auction results and considering third-party grading for standout examples can also help maximize long-term potential. Patience and education are key, as understanding subtle differences can turn an ordinary-looking quarter into a valuable collectible. The United States quarter $1,987 P mint mark in very good condition serves as a perfect example of how modern coins can still hold numismatic significance. While not rare by mintage alone, its growing collector demand, condition-based scarcity, and steady auction interest make it an appealing piece for both new and experienced collectors. Whether discovered in circulation or added intentionally to a collection, this quarter reminds us that every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth far more than 25 cents. Next up, the United States quarter $1,965 with no mint mark. At first glance, this coin may look ordinary, but depending on its condition, strike quality, and hidden characteristics, it can be surprisingly rare and extremely valuable at auction. From circulated examples to pristine mint state pieces, the 1965 quarter holds a special place in American numismatic history and continues to attract serious collector attention worldwide. The year 1965 marked a major turning point in U.S. coinage. Rising silver prices forced the United States Mint to remove silver from circulating dimes and quarters, transitioning instead to a copper-nickel clad composition. As a result, the 1965 quarter dollar became the first non-silver Washington quarter ever released for circulation. To discourage hoarding during this transitional period, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks entirely, meaning all 1965 quarters were struck without any mint mark regardless of production location. Massive mintages were produced, yet the historical importance of this first clad issue makes it a key date for collectors. The 1965 quarter features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, with sharp facial details that vary widely depending on strike strength. The reverse displays the heraldic eagle with spread wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing national defense and peace. Unlike earlier quarters, the edge of the 1965 coin reveals a copper core sandwiched between nickel layers, clearly distinguishing it from silver issues. Some examples display strong strikes, proof-like surfaces, or subtle die errors such as doubled dies and off-center strikes, which significantly increase desirability and value among collectors. While millions of 1965 quarters were minted, true rarity emerges when condition and quality are considered. Heavily circulated coins are common, but high-grade uncirculated examples with full details and minimal contact marks are surprisingly scarce. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services are extremely rare due to the high-speed minting process of the era, which caused many coins to suffer surface damage. Additionally, error coins and exceptional strike examples are in very high demand, creating intense competition at major auctions and driving prices far beyond face value. The value of a 1965 quarter varies dramatically based on condition. Circulated examples typically sell for a small premium over face value, especially if well-preserved. Uncirculated coins in lower mint state grades can range from $609,000, while higher-grade specimens can command several $100s. Exceptional examples graded MS-67 or higher have sold at auction for $1,000 to over $3,000, depending on eye appeal and certification. Rare error varieties can push prices even higher, making this coin a potential hidden treasure in old collections and pocket change. Collectors should carefully inspect 1965 quarters for sharp details, clean surfaces, and original luster, as these factors greatly influence value. Checking the edge for proper clad composition helps confirm authenticity, while magnification can reveal valuable die errors or doubled features. Submitting high-quality examples to reputable grading services can significantly enhance market value and buyer confidence. Storing coins properly in protective holders and avoiding cleaning is essential to preserving long-term worth and collector appeal. The United States quarter $1,965 without a mint mark is far more than a common circulation coin. It represents a historic shift in American coinage and offers collectors an exciting opportunity to own a piece of monetary history with real investment potential. Whether found in circulated condition or preserved in near-perfect mint state, this coin continues to surprise collectors with its auction performance and growing demand. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay curious about the coins you find every day.